It has been nearly a year and a half since China's national carbon market began trading. It's the world's largest and so far has already reached a trading volume of 204 million tons. The market's smooth operation is inseparable from the efforts made by carbon emission specialists like ShanghaiEye, who monitor greenhouse gases emissions, calculate emission figures, and provide consultation services for participating companies. Gao started working in the sector in 2005. At that time, China had ratified the Kyoto Protocol, which meant that emission reduction projects in China could apply to take part in the United Nations Clean Development Mechanism, or CDM. And that in turn meant that those projects could earn certified emission reduction credits, which could be traded on the global carbon market. It meant a lot of hard work for specialists like her.
The
first job I did was for a hydropower project in Sichuan. First, we had to do the on-site investigation, then the project design and assessment. After that, we needed to submit for the government's approval. Once receiving approval, we submitted to the UN and got approval for the CDM. Just that one project took us around a whole year.
These saleable credits could be used by countries under the protocol to meet a part of their emission reduction targets, and was sometimes sold for more than 10 euros for reduction credits on just 1 ton of emissions. The financial incentives encouraged more companies and projects to apply for the CDM and cut their emissions. Gao says the active market at that time gave her more confidence in her career, as well as a sense of achievement, as it supported China's sustainable development. Challenges emerged, however, when the global economic crisis started in 2008, and the Kyoto Protocol's first commitment period ended in 2012.
The prices nosedived in 2013 to less than €1 per ton, and that impacted the development of many CDM projects. I remember many people in the sector were forced to move to work in other industries at that time. Only fewer of us kept at it, and that was all due to the emergence of the domestic carbon market.
From 2013, China started piloting its own emissions trading system. More carbon offset programs have been launched since then. And in 2020, China committed to peak its carbon emission by 2030 and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. As of March 2021, the trading volume on pilot carbon trading markets nationwide had reached 404 million tons. Then, in the same year, the country's national carbon market was officially inaugurated as well.
The market is operating smoothly, and the prices are gradually going up. That helps companies with their emission reduction and low-carbon transformation. And later the market will cover more industries such as cement and electrolytic aluminium. We will further improve the carbon emission quota allocation for industries such as steel, petrochemicals, chemicals, paper making and aviation.
These plans have also brought new blood into the sector.
I got into the industry in 2014. At that time, my colleague and we only thought the industry is just about protecting the environment, reducing greenhouse gases emissions, and fighting against climate change. But later we found that it's much more than that, and is related to issues like economic development and energy transition as well.
I started working on this early this year. So far the national carbon market only covers power generation enterprises, but it's already the world's largest. I think it will continue growing with more industries including papermaking and non-ferrous metals participating.
And it's not just about carbon trading. The long-term carbon neutrality goal is also reshaping many companies that haven't participated in the trading. Many have started taking carbon emissions into consideration in their production and operations, and that also needs more support from experts like Gao.
Under the country's dual carbon goals, companies in the cold chain industry, should consider using more environmental-friendly refrigerants. Also, we need to undertake research on some emission reduction technologies. Together with carbon emission specialists, we are also working on issues like digitalization.
综合运用，这都是下一步我们和咱们这个团中和合作的一个方向。
现在很多企业或者是个人的意识在。
More companies and individuals now get to know about emissions reduction but don't know enough about that, as we are still at the very beginning of achieving the dual carbon goals. Together with other people in the sector, I hope we can contribute more to the low-carbon industry in China as well as that around the world. And I hope more companies and individuals can join us to make China greener and more environmental friendly.
中国变得更加绿色、更加环保。
With more regulations expected to achieve the carbon neutrality goal, Gao says companies' needs for carbon emission management will continue growing. Besides doing all the monitoring and consultation, she notes that she and her colleagues have also been helping companies train their own professionals in these skills. It's also part of her efforts to realize her dream, to make China greener. 英俊一 Money Talks